I'm going to show you some advanced techniques using the NuFace Mini that I learned from their co-founder and CEO Tera Peterson. So there are lots of different ways you can do it. There's a 5-minute facial, great, but there's some new things and techniques out. The first one is they were starting with the neck before. They've now decided to start on the face because the neck are the strongest muscles. So we're going to do that last. We're going to do some advanced techniques where we work on trying to do a bit of an eyebrow lift, a bit of a cheek sculpt and a cheek pop. I'm in my mid-40s. I don't have Botox, so you can really see kind of the effects you're going to get or you can expect from using these together. So let's start. I'm just going to do one side of my face so you can really see the effects, and then we'll do the other. So the first thing you're going to want to use is an activating serum. I tend to apply in one area at a time so that it doesn't dry out too quickly, because you can feel the tingle. That's not actually a good thing. It means the microcurrent's actually bouncing back and not doing exactly what it should. Now I really want to get the Trinity because that has the extra microcurrent boost, which this doesn't have. So obviously they're recommending when you're over the age of 35, which I obviously am, you move on to that. So they're recommending doing your kind of regular 3 sweeps first, just to warm up the facial muscles before moving on to doing the advanced holds. Just going to do this. And each pass is about 6 seconds long. You can hear the beep at the end. We're going to do this one more time before we start going into the holds. Another thing you want to do is always make sure you're going in upwards motion, not down. So this is the first one. You're going to go up and do an up motion, and then just kind of, I'm pushing up onto there and then holding, doing a hold for 1 to 2 pulses on the fleshy part of my cheekbone. I'm going to start moving along there. I'm going to do 4 movements. So this is a longer routine. It's going to take about 15 minutes, but you could do it in the evening watching TV, and they say it will last the effects till the next day. So I'm doing this in the morning today just because I had time and I wanted to pop on and do this while there is a Black Friday sale on. The second part of that is now I'm going to go up even higher and really push up there and then place there. So you kind of really try and get that into the contour of the cheekbone and the pop up the top. And then the last thing we're going to do under here is this nice sweeping motion. Now you can just go up and do slow passes. I am using a decent amount of pressure, I have to say. Or you can kind of do, she was saying you can do this back and forth. I'm not such a fan of that because I don't like to see when you push, it pushes it the wrong way. I want it to go up and sculpt that way. So, and then we're doing this quite fast. So we're just going to get in there and do that a few times. And there we go. Can you see? Wow, actually shadow down there, shadow up there, and we've got more fullness. There's more fullness on this cheek than on that one. So it kind of looks almost more youthful. It doesn't look like almost as chiseled as this, but it just looks kind of fresher and more youthful. I want to do a couple more of these. It's actually quite addictive because when you start to see the results, you kind of want to do it more and more and spend more time doing it. I think that's the trade-off. As a lot of the time I feel like we're wondering if we have time to fit more beauty things into our routine. And I'd say play around with them, see what works for you, and then just find the best ones. You don't need to do all 5,000 of them. Just find 1 or 2 that works for you. The other thing they're recommending doing after this to get the most results is then following it with red light therapy. I don't have their red light attachment because I only have the Mini. They are bringing out a NuFace Trinity with the red light, which I think would be brilliant, and they have their own red light. But I've been following it with my Current Body LED red light mask at night. So I've been doing like 5 to 15 minutes with this and then going in with that. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the forehead. Like I said, I'm going to do one side of the face. And I'm going to start with the warm-up sweeps. So these are just going to go kind of from the top of the eyebrow all the way into your forehead, because you really want to tighten all of those. And I'm trying to get in some of those crow's feet to the side as well. So I'm just going to do that 3 times just to kind of warm up those facial muscles. Now this eye is more hooded than this one. So even if we can get it to match the other one, that would be nice. I'm getting really close to you guys, so sorry. I do have a little boo-boo there. We're just going to ignore that. and it turns off automatically after 5 minutes. Like I said, we're going to do this. This is kind of like the 15-minute one, so it is going to take slightly longer. Okay, so now I've done that, I'm going to start going in and start picking up the eyebrow, almost like we did the cheekbone, and then placing that one. And I'm going to do a couple of holds there. I'm going to do 2 pulses because my kind of hooded eyelids are my bugbear right now. Then I'm going to move it along, and I'm going to do it right on the arch there. And you can see where I'm picking up, it is creating a wrinkle there. So afterwards, I'm going to go back in and do a couple of holds there just to smooth that out. So the microcurrent works, so it's really stimulating those lower facial muscles, and it's also kind of, so it helps to shorten the muscles, as the way kind of Tara was explaining it, so that it really kind of helps to tighten and tone. So we will see. So I'm going to just do a few more passes this way. So rather than kind of starting it here, I'm starting on that brow bone. And then I'm just going to hold it there for a couple of pulses just to try and help that kind of work. If you see like a major wrinkle, you can kind of do little holds in there. Okay, so nothing drastic, but you can almost see that it's evened out the hoodedness of the eyes, whereas this one was a lot more hooded before. I'm now going to go in and do the jaw. Now, I don't do everything they say to do because honestly, I just don't have the time for it. So the first thing, I'm going to do the warm-up sweeps. So what they're saying you can do is starting just off, not on your windpipe, avoid that, but just off to the side. You can do holds here, kind of like you'll hold it in the 4 spots. So here, and then you'll do it here, here, and here. I'm not going to bother doing that. I am going to go straight into under the jaw, because that, I think, the turkey neck and whatever else they cut, the stupid names they come up with this, I definitely do notice that kind of sagging and filling out more. So I have noticed a big difference. I started with a solar wave wand, which I also love. It's really good to travel with. It's obviously about 1/4 of the price of this. It's really good if you're going for that lower price point. This I do feel is a lot stronger and a lot more effective. And once they bring that red light into it, it'll be a lot more comparable, because that's what's nice about the solar wave. It has the heat and the red light that this doesn't. But this, I feel like, is a more effective microcurrent. So then I'm going to come in and I'm going to do my holds this way first. And I'm going to put it in 4 positions across. I'm going to do 2 pulses for each. Sometimes I do 1 if I'm trying to do it quicker, but I really want to show you the best results possible on here, show you what you can do in 15 minutes. Obviously, I normally do this whilst I'm watching TV. I wouldn't just be sat here in silence doing this. Put your music on, do whatever you need to do. You don't just have to do this. And I'm going to finish it off just with a few more passes. And at the moment I'm using the Firming and Brightening Silk cream, however you want to say it. There are a couple of different ones. You can cycle through depending on the seasons, depending on what your skin needs. I need to get the booster serum as well. I've heard really good things about that. Okay, so 1/2 of my face done, 1/2 not. In the neck, do you see how there's that slight bulge there that now isn't there? Eyes, I don't see a huge difference, but let's do the other side and complete it. And then I'm going to play it back on high speed so you don't have to sit through the whole thing. You know what you're doing now. And I will show you the full results at the end. Okay, so that is it. That's a 15-minute NuFace treatment with the advanced holds, working on getting that cheek contour, the pop, working on trying to get somewhat of a brow lift. And that is where we are at.